Alright, welcome back to another episode of Game Crafters, where today we're going to be working on at least a couple of mechanics. Don't know about a few just yet, but I made a little level just to test out the movers and the clingers. The explosives is fine, so I don't really need to test them out. So before we start today's episode, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and now let's get right on into it, shall we? So, this is an example of a potential level that I would make in the, what do you call it there? Let me increase this volume a little bit more, because I can't hear much. So this is a level example. It's just a bunch of clingers all over the place, doing their things. But yeah. This is essentially what the clingers, or what makes the clingers a little bit difficult to deal with. Also, I figured out what the issue was with the inverse stuff. I just had to move that, move the stuff that makes the inverse actually work. Or, no, the inverse, made just in time. I even tested out the speed at which those things move. Yeah, I just had to test out, or not test out, copy some of the code over into the inverse department, and I got that to work. But this is just a level. I don't know what else to say. Just gotta wait for this guy to pass by and go through here like so. If I remember how to do this properly, though, which I do not. I think I just gotta wait for that guy to go downwards. Like that. Perfect. Good. Great. Now for this part, which I didn't have enough space to really get a whole lot going here, but I guess it's still fine. Yeah, look at this. This is so stressful level. Damn it! Ah, I was so fucking close. Why didn't I pay attention? Yeah, this is one of those levels that are just a little bit more stress-inducing due to the way there's, so many enemies here, and it's hard to keep track of them sometimes. Which makes sense, because these clingers are a little bit more difficult to deal with than the regular enemies. At least with the regular enemies, you know where they're going, you know how they work, you know exactly where they're going to go. But with the clingers, nah, they're different. They can get you pretty easily like that if you're not paying attention to them. Almost screw that one up. Now, I might be able to finish this one, as opposed to the other one that I was unable to finish, but I did finish it, don't you worry. It's just a very difficult thing to do. Yeah, I don't think I had the crates like that before. Ah, shit. Alright, well, I'm not paying attention. I am not paying attention at all, and that's just screwing me over. But yeah, this is at least one particular difficult part in the game. Having to deal with the clingers. The clingers are definitely not easy to work around with. Because they get around. They do get around. You can see there's 4 clingers in this map. Or is it 5? 4 to 5 clingers in this map. That are essentially just moving all over the map. While a bunch of them are restricted, some of them are moving around the map. It is, it's not as difficult as most, as one level I've made. But it's definitely trippy. Trying to deal with these clingers. Oh god, yeah, you're going in that direction, so go in this direction. Wait for that guy to pass through, go in this direction, not what I wanted to do. Okay, gonna have to wait again. Jesus Christ, man, this level. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's not that hard. I'm just out of practice again. Okay, I can go as soon as that guy goes. Oh yeah, and these bouncers here are detrimental to your health. I'm gonna screw that one up. Big time. Alright. And now for this part, which is still worrisome. Did it! Wait for that guy to pass through. And we did it! Look at that! See, that wasn't hard at all. It only took us like freaking 5 minutes to do. I mean, once you get to the hang of it, it's not as difficult as you may think. But yeah, there it is. This is just another example of a level that you can get in this game. Whether or not I decide to do anything with it, well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Whether or not you're going to see this level, or maybe an improved upon level of that one. I'm not sure yet. It's not important right now. Now, what's important is that we make the radiation mechanic. That's right, folks. Radiation. I also tested out these a bit and figure out a best way to go about doing things. So we got 2 of these here. And it does help. As soon as it like exits the thing, it just goes on ahead and changes the tag, so it doesn't count that as, what do you call it, in the movement department, at least. And the staying on department, where you like stand on the thing, yeah, that obviously counts. But considering the fact that that's not what we want, and we just want it to, you know, move the player only when it's moving, I think that's like the best way to go about doing it, is just changing the tags. Alright, so here is what we are going to build. I'm going to build a test area here. Let me see if I get this right. And that is... how much is that? That's only 6. I need 7. And after we've tested that out... well, first of all, I gotta grab everything here. Okay, maybe not everything here. Copy this. Deselect. Alright, you'll see what we're going to be doing in a minute. I'm just building a little room for us to be able to have this stuff here. Alright, radiation. Now this one's going to be interesting. Thankfully, though, the radiation block itself doesn't need anything special. We just gotta build the radiation stuff. So, with that being said, what was the color that I had planned for the radiation block? According to this, 255 and 192, but we'll see if that's it. Radiation. Radiation. Alright, now let's see. You say 192? Oops. I mean, that could work. But what if it was 128? Yeah, it's too similar to the player, so 192 is kind of what it is then. So this is radiation. I need to create a radiation tag, obviously. Radiation. Yep, radiation. And now we go back to you. Go on ahead and tag you as radiation. And you should be, I don't know, 0.95. Primarily so that the player, or the enemies, go over that. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if that's what I want yet. But I guess it's fine. We can make adjustments if we need to. Even though this doesn't need a rigid body, I'm still going to give it one anyways. Just because. Get rid of all of that. Okay, good. So there's our radiation block, and that's all we need when it comes to radiation. Just that. So everything we need here is all reliant on the player. So this is going to be a little bit tricky, but I think we can manage. I need to create an empty, and we're going to call it radiation tier 1. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to build out a radiation tier here. easy enough. Just gotta go on ahead, give it a box collider, and give it a rigid body. All of the good stuff right here. No gravity, of course. And then I need to increase the size of this by the size of the player here, which I guess in this case is going to be 2.5. With this being, I guess, 3. Because it needs to be big enough to be able to see radiation while it's in the inverse, and that's where that's going to be. Well, unless I were to do the... I guess it's fine. It doesn't exactly matter. So long as that's there, that's a good size for that to be. So that's radiation tier, default, obviously. Or rather, ignore raycasting, because that is going to be a thing that we need to look out for. I guess technically these also need to be ignore raycasting. Just in case. And you also just in case. So that the raycast doesn't hit those. And you're also that, right? I mean, you should be that regardless. So here's our radiation tiers. I'll put them here. Now we've got radiation tier, 2. Well, I should name this one 3, actually. So that's the highest tier. Now, I think this needs to be 5, so if I can grab this, it's a 4. And this is a 4. Detecting the entirety of this row right over here. And then I gotta grab one more of you. Change you to tier 1. And I need to change you to 6, I believe. To grab the entirety of this area right here. And you'll see why it's going to be like that soon enough. Radiation is where it needs to be, so I'm going to put you here. If you haven't figured it out already, the radiation tier, this entire area here with all that there, that is going to be detected by radiation. So I need to go over to the player script, and I need to create a radiation scripts. So radiation tier, I guess we'll do 1 first. I mean, we're going to do all of them regardless. And let's make this easier on myself. I gotta wait for this to do its reload script thing. Whoops. Oops, that's not what I wanted either. I want to do this. Oops. Okay, good. Shish. Grab all this except for 1. And now we need to create another script. 2. We're making all the tiers. 1 is the first tier. 3 is, so on and so forth. And I don't need to explain it. You already know what it is. You already seen what I did. Alright, so I'm going to open them all up now. Open you up. Open you up. And open you up. We're going to do this in order, so switch the orders of these things here. And we're set. Okay, so now we need to have a few variables, or a couple. We need a static int by the name of radiation. That's our status variable for radiation. Easy enough. And now we need to have a radiation variable instance, which I'll probably put here. Radiation, variable. Now we need a public int called radiation, that's not how you spell radiation. Radiation tier, which is automatically set to 0 every time. And before I do anything else, radiation equals 0, so that's always going to be there, and radiation tier equals 0. Even though that doesn't technically matter, actually no, that doesn't matter, because it's going to reset to 0 anyways. It only really matters for the static ones, since those are the ones that don't really change. Right, cat? Right, cat? Nah, it's just sleeping. What are you just sleeping for? I'm gonna poke your nose. What you want with me? Alright. So there's one thing that I need to do here before I do anything else. I gotta go all the way over to... Oh yeah, this is what I did. I literally just put this stuff in here because we didn't have that before. And, yeah, that was basically it for that one. Alongside having the movers change tags when they stop. Shifter movement. I should, at some point, try to get all this out of here. Now we got radiation death, which is pretty simple enough if radiation is greater than 7. Then dead equals true. Well, there's going to be more that we need to do here outside of that. As in, like, make it... We'll worry about that when we have to make the finish line stuff. But for now, that'll do. Okay, so there's our radiation tier. And I think that might be all that we need, I think. I'm not sure. There's a few things that I need to do here. Well, first of all, I need to grab the player's variables, because this needs radiation tier. I'll just grab the variable from here, like so, right? Well, actually, it'll probably be easier to just simply grab the regular detect down, so I can just do this. There we go. So now we've got our parent script grab, which I think is all we need. I don't know. I don't remember if I need a cooldown or not. There's a few things here that I need to get set up. But I guess, first things first, let's go on ahead and have enter collision. If I spelled that right, that is. Now I need void on trigger stay, not private. Okay, so we need to detect to see if other.tag is equal to, well, that's not it, radiation. And player.radiation tier is equal to 0. So 0 determines whether or not this player's radiation level is going to go up by 1. So this part is pretty simple enough, really. First things first, player.radiation tier needs to go up by, well, make it equal to 1 instead. Instead of having to increase it by number, make it equal to. And then player.radiation equal, or plus equals 1. And have that go up anytime you enter the radiation field, meaning it gives you an idea that you're being radiated now as soon as you go into the radiation field. And it does that every time you get closer to the radiation, no matter what. So as soon as this occurs, and it can only occur if that happens, I need to then start a coroutine, call it radiation timer. Well, actually, there is one thing that I neglected to take into consideration with all of this. So I'm going to go on ahead and adjust that now. I need to have this run a stop coroutine timer. No matter what, a stop coroutine timer, which will be called radiation reset. Or radiation remove, probably is better name for it. And you'll see why we have to do that in a minute. Now we gotta get an exit collision set, so void on trigger exit. Again, I don't want it to be private. And you're saying this can be referenced. I'm sure there's a way I can reference this in something else, but right now we're not worrying about that. So as soon as you remove yourself from radiation, always make sure I'm spelling it right because it's easy to screw up spelling it. You start the coroutine, of course, radiation remove. And again, am I spelling that right? Radiation remove, good. So we're not going to focus on the other tiers just yet. Right now we're just going to focus on some of the more important stuff. So, we need to have a radiation timer set up. So IE numerator, call it radiation timer. Assuming I spelled that right. Well, assuming that was spelled right. And both are spelled right. Okay. So yield, return new, wait 4 seconds. In this instance, it's 3 seconds. It goes on ahead then and makes player radiation plus equals 1. 1. There we go. And then start coroutine. Again, radiation timer. Boom. And it restarts that every single time. So it waits 3 seconds on the first tier, then brings player radiation up by 1. Now we need radiation remove, which is pretty simple enough, really. IE numerator, radiation remove. Again, assuming I did that right. So it goes on ahead at the same time as most other things. Wait for seconds. 0.05 was it? I think it was. I don't remember. I have to look back at this real quick and see what the sprint timer was. Which would be in the numerators, correct? That's the detections. All the numerators are on the bottom. I wish there was a way I can mark certain... I'm pretty sure there is a way I can mark things here. And be like, oh, hey, this is where all my IE numerators are. Yeah, 0.05. Yeah, that's simple enough, really. So that goes on ahead, does its radiation remove thing. Player.radiation tier equals 0. As soon as that does its thing. Because there's a reason why this is important. Every time it's detecting radiation, say there's 2 different radiations there in completely different spots. It'll go on ahead and detect the radiation in both of them. And if one is still in the area, when you exit that, this will stop this coroutine before it has any chance of removing your radiation tier, regardless of what you do, and making it do that thing. And for this one and only this one, this starts the coroutine radiation. Well, that's not what I want. I want to do this. Radiation recovery. Which is an important numerator. Oh. You're not supposed to do that. Then we got our radiation recovery instance, so IE numerator, radiation recovery, which is specific towards this thing. So yield return new, wait 4 seconds. Every 1 second, player radiation. I think this is how you do it. -1, right? Yeah. Minus equals, I believe, is reducing it, regardless of what we do here, so we can reduce it. Well, we should also have it set to where if player radiation is equal to, or not equal to, greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, player radiation 1. And, well, I guess it's just start coroutine again. Radiation recovery. God, it's starting to become a pain to keep up with this. Equal to a random one. I guess it doesn't exactly matter. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense for this to be here anyways. and else that's, oh wait, no, that's not how you do that. And else yield return null. So if radiation is equal to 0, or is not greater than 0, then instead of doing this, it just returns that to null. So it, I don't remember what it does exactly. All I know is that is important to close that out if this can't run for some reason. So that's important. This is important for recovery stuff. So that's essentially the basic recovery process done with. There is still more that we have to take into consideration here. Oh, a few things, really. Also, I gotta make sure that certain things are what they need to be. So yeah, this is only able to occur if radiation is equal to 0. Is there equal to and greater than? Is that it? No, was it this? Greater than or equal to 0. That's what it was. Which I guess technically doesn't exactly matter. Well, no, actually, wait. It would have to be less than. Get rid of that. Yeah, because the tier 1s have to, like, be able to, because if you get launched in or teleported in, whichever one it has to, like, do, it will do first. Although I'm not sure how that's going to work exactly. Well, I guess because this is an on-trigger stay. No, but then that will occur, because that will... How would I do that if you're getting launched in? Unless if you're getting launched in, it just brings you up by 3 immediately. Or 2 immediately. There's only 2 instances where that can occur. I'm not sure. I guess for now, let's just focus on getting our radiation tier stuff done with. So we got tier 1 over here. So I'm going to go on ahead and put radiation tier 1 here. And grab the players variable here. These aren't set yet, but I'm going to have them set prematurely just so we have that ready and raring to go once it's time. There's going to also be more needed for this one. Or these two, I mean. I think that one's fine as is. Okay. Before I do anything, though, because I almost forgot, I have to do a little something like what I did here. I need to create, of course, radiation UI. Just like what I did with water. That's not where that's supposed to go. Get out. And put it underneath here. There we go. So let's just grab you, put you here, put you in radiation. Name you to radiation UI 1, of course. And now I need to go just to materials and replace your material with radiation. There we go. Nothing else here is needed. Now I just gotta move, well, I do need to get the radiation script stuff, so I'm gonna open up water real quick. Now I'm gonna go on ahead and make radiation status. I spelled radiation correct again. Okay, good. Oops, I don't want to sign in. Radiation stuff. Alright, so I don't need any of the other stuff there. I literally just need you for this. Oops. Now we need radiation count. Change you to radiation. Also change you to radiation. And that's it. That's all we need. I believe. Yeah, radiation count. Radiation count. Yeah, that's all we need. So now to make this match, I need to go over to here, remove you. Not reset, remove. And boom. Alright, good, goody, fantastic. I'll move you up here, and I will copy all of you. 1, 2. 2, 3. 3, 4. 5, 4. I don't know why I did it in that direction, I just did. 5, 6, All right, couple more. 6, that's a 7. 7. And one last one. 7, 8. There we go. Now if everything is where it needs to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I almost forgot what I was looking for. Alright, so first things first, we gotta see if the radiation thing even works. Radiation went up. 2, 3. It went up again. 2. Boom. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to make sure that as soon as we exit it, we stop the radiation timer. So stop coroutine radiation timer and start radiation recovery. Right. We can't forget that as soon as this goes down, this also has to stop the radiation timer. So let's do that again. Now, obviously, we don't have the rest of the 2 tiers set up, so we can move around as much as you please. We don't even have it set to where that will destroy us. Yet. We will soon, don't you worry. And now that's going to go down slowly but surely. We got out in 3 seconds. But there's more to it than just that, and you will see why in a minute. But this... Oh, wait, right, hold on. I also got to make sure that as soon as... Yeah, this is a good thing where we're doing all these tests here. As soon as this occurs, stop coroutine radiation recovery. Radiation recovery. And start radiation timer. So no matter what, every time that goes up, that stops the radiation recovery and starts the timer. Every time you exit out, that stops the timer and starts the recovery. And this can only happen as soon as you exit out of the thing. That's the good thing about this. And we're dead. And that's at least the first tier done with. And now for the other tiers. So this one's going to be a little bit more tricky. And you'll see why it's going to be tricky in a minute. I guess we can still grab stuff like the enter collision. The only thing here we need to do now is check to see if this is equal to 1. I'm just going to do this for now to make it easier on me. Brings that up. We don't need radiation recovery, I don't think. Although we do a stop thing, I guess. It depends. Yeah, because it could just stop radiation timer. I don't know. I think there's still some things I need to do here. There's still going to be a few... well, we've got to call for a function, right? So it's not going to really matter just yet. Okay, so we can still grab the timer stuff. But we need to get the collision exit now. So some of it is what it needs to be. Yeah, radiation remove. Radiation's going to require a little bit more focus and concentration. And you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so here's our radiation timer for this one. It's 2 seconds this time as we go closer to the radiation. And we'll start the radiation timer again, of course, and do its thing. Then there's, of course, we don't need radiation recovery. That's only going to occur on the last tier of radiation. Right, cat? Yep. I am going to have to stop, like if we go in through the launcher or the teleporter means, we are going to have to stop the radiation timer if we still have radiation instances and whatnot to like have to call upon. So right now you only got radiation recovery, but that's not needed here. Okay, so this is where we're going to need to call upon a function. And this is where I'm going to need to call help from my handy-dandy access and get function instances here. So let's open up Microsoft Visual Studios. And everything should already be opened. Shut up. Okay, so this is what we need to do. We need to create a method, which in this instance, where is it? Public void, the name of a thing, followed by game object, and test. It has tests there for some reason, and I don't know why. But that's what it is. Okay, get out of my face. I don't need you. I just need to be able to grab the script. So I say, let's just grab this. And let's put it here. Hold on a second. Let me just double check and see what all of these needed. Yeah, so we need something to be called upon here. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, it's not in Radiation 2. Hold on. Also, that's not where that's supposed to go anyways. I'd say those go up here. Our own little function. So, let's see. We need stop. Stop. I guess reset timer. So we need, I guess, tier 1 reset. Or tier 1 timer reset. Or something like that. I don't know what parameter means. Reset? Can I just name it to whatever I want? Doesn't exactly matter. So that has to do some function here. I gotta figure out what it is I want to do exactly with that one. You are going to have to grab the radiation tier for that one. So radiation tier 1 variable. Let's just call this one radiation tier 1. And just do radiation tier 1 for this one as well. So just copy that one. Change this one to radiation tier 1. Obviously change this to radiation tier 1 variables. And of course, radiation tier 1. So this just needs to grab that, and this is going to need to grab both this and that. Because this is the idea with this one, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. But we'll do it with this first to test the thing out, to test everything out here. So as soon as you go into there, this is what we need to do. Wrong one. We need to call upon the function. This dot whatever the name is, and then game object. So in other words, radiation tier 1 dot, what was it called again? Tier 1 timer reset. And I think it was just that, right? No, game object, right. Game object. There we go. And that's what we needed to be able to call upon the function there. Good, I was right. So as soon as this does its thing, it immediately stops the timer in that instance. So in this instance, we do a stop coroutine radiation, radiation timer. It stops and starts. I wonder if there's a reset. Nope, there is no reset. So you just need to stop and start. And then just reset radiation timer. That's literally all it's doing. It's stopping this from doing its thing, then resetting it every single time. And that's just one method that we need to call upon anytime we need this to stop and restart. To stop and start. Assuming that works, which it should work, I don't really see why it wouldn't. We stop it first, then start it again. I'm assuming that's how you restart it. Stop and then start. Stop and start. So that does its thing, and stop and starts. Every time this goes past, it does this again. Does that and does its thing. Also, this needs to go to 1 instead of 0. So every time you exit out of that, that goes back to 1. So if you go back into the radiation tier again, it'll do this again, restart the timer and all that stuff. And if everything went according to plan, this should work. Hopefully. Well, it's not going to work if I don't have it grab the thing. I don't need to be here anymore, so I can just do this. I need you... Oh, well, first of all, I didn't have you set up with the player variable and the radiation tier variable, so both of these weren't working. And you're going to need the same thing. But for now, this is what we need. So this is how this works. If this works properly. Go in, 1, 2, go in again. 2, 3. Okay. And then that goes down. So 1, now it's by 2. 2, 2, 3. Okay, good. And of course we gotta wait for radiation to go down as, you know, that does its thing, and then 2, 2. I missed it. And I just gave myself more radiation, so the test is going to be made lengthier. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I missed it again. Just get the time right. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, and that's how that works. 1, 2, 3. I got in just in time, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to see how that worked. 1, 2, 3. I keep getting it exact. I don't want to get it exact. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So you gotta be careful in that instance, because you could pass a radiation threshold and get yourself a double dose of radiation, which is not good. And I know it's unrealistic, but so is a wooden, highly heat-resistant crate going into lava, making it so you can surpass. It's a game. It's meant to be fun, not looked at logically. So that seems to be working, at least in that department. I'll test the other stuff later, but for now, I need to go ahead, grab all of this, because this is essentially all I need for the radiation tier script stuff. I'm going to change these, this one to 2, that to 3. This is going to need 2 here, so I will just copy you. Get you 2, 2, and 2. And of course, copy you and change you to 2. And you're the only thing that really needs to have anything changed with 2. Oh, and 2. All this 2. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. Good. So we got everything there for that. For the sake of keeping this also simplistic, you, my friend, need to have a tier 2 timer reset. So you're just the same. Radiation timer stops and starts. And that's all you really need. So essentially just grab you and then change these to 2 on both instances, so we can call upon those functions twice. Every time that occurs. Take this, copy that, and radiation timer. There. Of course, this needs to be changed to 2. This needs to be changed to 1. And radiation timer is fine. All that is fine. Then there's the start. Wait, what is this? Yeah, start the radiation removal, which does that thing, all that. I think that's all. I think that's all to where this will now fully work. Because now that's starting and stopping all of that. There's still, like, launcher tests, teleport tests that I need to perform, but it's fine. So there's our variable. Here's our tier 2, and here's our tier 1. Good, great, fantastic. So everything is set, except for one thing that I can do right here, right now. So in the player's collision instance, this one doesn't have a timer start. No matter what, if you go inside of this, you're dead. Thankfully, you can't go into it into inverse, so you don't have to worry about that, but yeah, that's something that you need to worry about to an extent. So yeah, this doesn't start the death thing. Shifter detection. I guess I could just grab... What's the easiest thing for me to grab? I guess this would be the easiest thing for me to grab. We just do radiation detection. Detect for radiation. And instead of this, I did not want you to do that. Why'd you do that? Radiation equals 8. There we go. So no matter what, radiation will equal 8 as soon as you go inside of a radiation block. Which won't change. I mean, I feel like I should still start the death. No, the death doesn't really do anything in that department because if I get out in time, I'll be able to escape it. Well, I feel like that would be possible to escape death. I just need to remember to put the finish line stuff here. Now this is just testing up the basic principles of how this is going to work. So, and it goes up by a second, 2, 3. Yeah, that's how that works. It goes up by a second and does its thing. So if you just try to bum rush it, well, obviously you're going to die. But you can bum rush that. But that's just the simplistic nature of it. Now, well, I don't think I need this anymore. I got everything I need from this at the moment. Boop. So yeah, let me just double check everything here. Yeah, there's the timer reset stuff. I guess I should have something else here as well. So public void. Recovery reset. This is the only thing that we need in this department. So game object reset. I think that'll work. And it'll just stop the core team recovery. Or radiation recovery, I believe it's called. I only really need this for one instance, say if we get ourselves into the thing. Because the only time that this actually is going to be an issue is with launchers and teleporters. And that's essentially it. Radiation recovery, we stop that immediately. Stop core team, radiation recovery. Stop core team, radiation recovery. Okay, good. So now I just need to do recovery reset, of course. And every time y'alls go inside of here, I just need to grab this. We just need to do recovery reset. Oops. So as soon as you go into it, I mean, I still want to try to figure out how to make it so that if you go in there, it's not going to just skyrocket it up. That's what I want to try to do. So this isn't going to matter too much in this department, but it is going to matter in one department. Although, if you teleport out of there, would that still work? That's actually a good test to try to perform. Okay, alright, I could do that test. I'm going to go on ahead and create an area here for a teleport to go out of. And I'm going to go on ahead and get myself a portal in here. I think for the most part, radiation is kind of done. Alright, I'm going to put any portals in the game scene like so. And now I just need to move A over here and B over here. I am curious to see how this is going to work. So our radiation went up, we go over to here, and the recovery timer is going down. Yeah, and that brings our radiation tier up to 3. Meaning we don't have a whole lot of time if that occurs. So how would I do this in a way to where this isn't going to be an issue? I mean, it works. It does what it needs to do, right, Cat? Moves everything out of the way. See, now I'm not sure. Because I can't have it be less than. Or maybe I can have it be less than. less than or equal to? Nah, I don't know how that's going to work. Because then the other tiers are going to just get affected by that. There's a way. There's a will and there's a way, cat. Now watch it. I gotta consume. I mean, this will always call upon it as soon as it enters the thing. That's the thing. It would always call upon it. Yeah, I don't know how the hell I would do this. If I wanted to, I mean, it's kind of fine because the radiation goes up by like 3 if you're going immediately into it, like a radiation whiplash. But also at the same time, I want to see if there is a way to, like, fix this. If at all possible. Yeah, because this will run first, and that will do its thing, so there's no point in having it detect if there's something else there. Having it less... No, it's still going to bring it up by 1 regardless. How do I do this, cat? What do I do? What is it do I need to do for this to work? Unless there is like a... No, a timer wouldn't work. A timer could work, actually. It could work. We just have to have the timers be like very small bits apart. To where once it does that, it immediately makes the radiation tier go up first and foremost, and only having that do its thing, and then running these things alongside it. That could work. That could work indeed. So we can still have it be like equal to 1, or no, less than. Well, this one has to be equal to 0 regardless. That'll bring it, that will start the timer, then this will start the timer as well. Well, no, because that'll be less than. All 3 of them will start the timer. Okay, that could work. Alright, let's see, how are we going to do this? I guess I can have it be down here. Actually, I'll have it be here. Radiation on the bottom. Radiation start up. I.e. numerator. Radiation start. Let's just make it simplistic and just go for start. Okay, so you have to be the lowest. It's going to be quick enough to where it's going to be like, okay, 0.03. F. Can't forget the F. The F is important. So in this instance, we basically just have to run, not this, well, technically that. Yeah, we just have to essentially just always start that up. So that stays here, but radiation tier and all of that stuff goes down here instead. So wait for 0.03 seconds. If radiation tier is equal to 0, then make it go to 1 and radiation up by 1. That one will be 2 and that one will be 1. So that will always start up first if you get in there somehow first, then that will start up second if you get in here first and not here. And then that will just start up like normal. Simple as that. And we don't even really need to do too much here either. Just start coroutine, radiation start. And that's all we need. Of course, radiation recovery gets stopped. As soon as you get into there, that stops it, and then that does its thing and does all that stuff. This is just here to ensure that if that is, that, then that runs first, and that does its thing. And this also checks to see if that's 0, and then that's less than that, and then so on and so forth. Which is going to be a little bit tricky to do for the others, but I think I can manage. I'll get radiation start up first and see what I need to do to get this to work perfectly. So you need to be 2, and you need to be, I don't know, less than or equal to 1. So 0 and 1. We'll allow for that to do its thing. This will set radiation tier to that, and radiation goes up by 1. And during this point, well, yeah, that does that. I essentially just need to take all that, but before I do that, I'm going to at least get this in so I don't have to have that to worry about. I'm going to grab a radiation start coroutine. I'm assuming I'm spelling that right. Radiation. Radiation. Yeah, good. Scoffing cat. So yeah, you start that. But you gotta be less than or equal to 1. So as soon as it goes to 1, it does that, and then it stops these, starts that back up, and then brings up that by 1, and only does that once. Does it need to be a cooldown? I don't think starting it twice... Well, that's actually a good test. If we die instantly as soon as we do that, then I think that means we might just need a cooldown for that. Again, this is all a test to see if this works. So yeah, this one's 2 or below. Radiation goes up, but this one is 1 instead. That does all of its thing. Now that goes to 3. Well, no, that doesn't need to go to 3. This just needs to have the radiation start. And then that would work. Hopefully. Well, let's just see if this is going to kill us first immediately, because it's starting up the coroutine multiple times in the stay thingy. No, it didn't. Didn't kill us. Interesting. We go out. And now... Yes, it's 1 now. Perfect. And now we can do one more test, but this time with 2. I'm surprised that actually worked. I feel like I still need to do tests here to ensure that it is going to work properly. Yeah. At least that still works so far. Yep, and that goes up by 2. It's still 2 seconds, right? Oh god. Yeah, no, that's an issue. I feel like there's other things that still have to run when that occurs. Let me go over to here, and let's see if that's going to go up by 3 this time. Oh, yeah, that one's doing it just fine. Huh? What? I don't... What? I don't understand what happened to 2. What happened to 2? Well, there's no way that's actually going up by twice the amount, is it? Because that would not make any sense at all if that was doing that. Hold on. I have radiation tier public, obviously, because it has to be public for that. I want to see what radiation tier is going to be at. Real quick, like. 1. Okay, so it's still 1. It didn't go back to 0. Now it's 2. Now it's 1. Huh? Oh wait, is it because I didn't actually fully enter it? Well, that's weird. Huh. So, wait a minute. Hold on. I still need to go back to the player. So let's scroll down here. So if that's the case, then that means this should be 3, correct? Or 2, correct? No, wait, that resets to 0. Wait, how did that reset to 0? Okay, so I just need to have this reset back to a certain number. That's what I need to do. Less than or equal to, which would bring that up to radiation 2, right? Right? What? Radiation equals 1. Well, first of all, radiation needs to equal to 0, so I don't know why that's not doing it. I'm not sure why that's not going to 2, first of all, and why it's not going back to 0 as soon as you exit it. Or because of this. Wait, is that the reason why? Oh, I know what the problem is. Oh wait, no, I don't. you should be going back to 0 as soon as that resets. That is weird. I don't know why that's doing that, because everything's running like it should be running. Player.radiation tier equals 2. Radiation goes up by 1. I guess that didn't run. But why is that not resetting? I'm going to do a debug dot, because this is the only way to... Well, no, that's not where that's supposed to go, but let me at least do this. Radiation reset. I'm going to have a log here occur. And see if this actually is going to run. Yeah, because as soon as radiation remove does its thing, the exit collision starts, radiation remove, that does that. And it does go down. The recovery does start. So why is that going up by 1? Well, that's not going to help the test out if I don't bring this down. I don't know if I even really need to be here. I just got to pay attention to the console here. Yeah, the radiation reset, but it didn't reset. It just went back to that. Okay, hold on. Let me try this. Okay, now it resets. Now it went to 2, but it's still going up by 2. I don't understand why that's... Something is occurring here that I'm not understanding. What? How is that restarting by 2, though? That's the question. Did I screw up something here? Less than or equal to 1. Well, that one has to be equal to 0 no matter what. Radiation restart, radiation timer, it does all that. I'm not understanding what's going on here and why radiation 2 is screwing up. Ugh, I feel like it'd just be easier to have it go up by 1 incidentally. Because as soon as you go back in, it starts that. Because that does a stop and start, but that's always 3 seconds. I'm not sure why it's going up by 2. That's the thing I'm not understanding here, is why it's not going up. Why it's going up by 2. This plays once, and it starts it over again. What is the exact time here? First of all. Okay, radiation recovery did its thing. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And it goes back to normal. I don't get it. Why is it playing twice? It only plays twice when you teleport into it. Ugh, crying out loud. I don't know. Maybe that won't work. Okay. All right. New plan then. New plan. Instead of having that change, that's just going to increase the radiation. Well, hold on. Cut out instead. Yeah, I feel like that'll be better. Brings radiation tier up by 1, does radiation start. And I'll only do that if that's equal to the one it's supposed to be on. We'll try that one instead. So it will go through all of its motions, but it will only do it if it's equal to. Maybe that's the problem. So if this is equal to 1, then that will go up. Same thing with this one. Well, wait, no, technically that needs to not be that. That brings radiation tier up to 3. Because this brings it up to 1. Radiation tier is equal to 1. Then that means this has to check to see if this is equal to 1. And I bring radiation up there. And then this has to see if it's equal to 2 now, because now it's bringing that up to 2. And this has to see if this is equal to 3 now, and brings that up. Hopefully that will work. I feel like there's some other issue with this that I'm not getting at. I think it's because it's not fully resetting as soon as we exit out of the scene. That seems like the most logical explanation, because this is not going back to 0 anytime we get out of the radiation. And now it's 1. And now it's going up by 1 now. So something occurred in there that I don't get. Okay, now that's back to 0. Wait, what? Why is that back to 0 now? It's back to that again. Not like it really matters. No, technically it does matter. Technically that does matter. So maybe we need to have player.radiation tier equal 0. No matter what. As soon as that does its thing, waits a second, and then does that. I'm not sure why that's not exiting out of it. Am I having that be increased or decreased? Yeah, okay, you know what? That's the wrong one. Maybe we don't need this. Maybe we just need to have it set to where as soon as it exits out of it, it brings it down by 1 like that. I mean, technically that's what it should be doing all throughout the entirety of the thing. But at least this way we can always ensure that as soon as all 3 of these are removed, brings the tier down to 0 immediately. So I guess technically we kind of do want this to go up by 1 instead. It runs 1 frame, brings it up by 1, it's no longer on that number anymore, and it won't run that frame. I don't know why, but my brain always thinks that it's just going to bring it up more than it needs to be brought up somehow, despite the fact that it runs the 1 frame, that changes so that that can't run again. I don't know why I think that. Maybe it's because there was an issue with that in Dreams for some reason that I didn't really understand. Well, first, let's see if this is going to work. I have the player over here with the radiation tier. It should only go up by 1. Right? All goes down to 0 no matter what. Goes up by 2 no matter what. Goes to 0 no matter what. 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. Or 0. Because of where we're at right now. Okay. And obviously with launchers we don't really need to test anything because it just plops the player into there. Launchers is pretty simplistic enough. Alright, I think radiation is good now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. So, let's just do some tests. So this is the first test that I want to perform. So as soon as we enter into here, with the radiation here like this, I'm going to go over to here. Oh, also, I don't need the debug here anymore. I can get rid of that. Where did I put that debug? I put it somewhere. Where did I put the debug? Ah, there you are. Get out of here. You don't need to be here. I've done my debug. Is that going to hit me? No, it's not. It's going to hit me as soon as I enter this. So this is what this should be. I go up, and it does not change to any of these no matter what. As soon as I get out, resets. That's essentially what it is. I'm now out of that thing's range. I'm now out of that thing's range. But I'm out of both of their range now, actually. So how long have we been at this so far? An hour. Which kind of makes sense. Radiation's a bit complex and requires way more focus and concentration. So yeah, 1, it does not change from any number. Now we're out of the radiation. Now we're back in the radiation. Yeah, radiation's a bit complex, because it's literally an invisible maze that you have to try to figure out. And you will see what I mean soon enough by that. I am going to build a course. Now, radiation only affects the player, so I don't have to do anything else here. So I'm going to build a course. Oh, that's going to be annoying moving the player every time seeing that. So with radiation, you have to essentially keep track of where you are moving. Simple, right? Except not at all. So right here, this radiation can reach the entirety of this area. I'm going to have the radiation here covered so that we don't have to deal with 3 in the beginning. So this is going to just be a giant radiation course, where you have to go across the course within a certain amount of time. At this point, you'll cross into the 2 section, and you want to try to get past it as quickly as you can until you can get out and go into the 1 section. Radiation will be here to give you no room to be able to escape from its grasp. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I guess because you're moving into the next one, it's going to do that immediately. Hold on, so radiation hits here, radiation hits here. So as soon as you go to here, you should still hit into that regardless. Alright, let's see. So your only options here now is this, to go into here, and to hit to this point here. Now, there's way more complex stuff that I can do with radiation. I'm just getting the simplistic nature of it down for now. But when it comes to radiation, it by itself can be a little bit stressful at times. And we gotta get another radiation bit in here. And this one requires us to get out of it and into the only safe spot that you, the player, will have, which should be right here. Whoops. So that means that this needs to be like this. Yeah, because that's always going to be 3. Stick to that. Oh, that's always going to be 3 as well. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. I gotta remember, with that being around it, it's technically going to be 2, not 3. Which is fine, because now I can just adjust some things here, delete that, and we've got ourselves a little course here. Where we just essentially have to stick to the curve, then we got this, try to get out of it to reduce the timer, and then you just gotta rush over here. This is also a good test to see if this is going to keep my radiation count where it needs to be. So, as you can see, we are safe in here. No radiation can get us, but as soon as we get past this point, we gotta move. Oh, that did its radiation count. And now we're safe. Oh, now it's -1. Hold on a second. As soon as I moved over there, that restarted everything. Oh, that's interesting. Well, it's a good thing we're doing the test. Yeah, that does that. That should stop radiation remove. Don't know why that didn't. Let's just see why that didn't do that. Wait, that's right. Oh shit! This is 2! That's why I forgot it's 2, because that's actually... No, well, it did go to -1 for some reason, which made no sense. Hold on, let's get our player back. Well, I can hide the wall so I can get to the player easily. It did go to -2, which made no sense. Not sure why I did that. Yeah, as soon as you get to here, it stays on that. exit, go in 1, go into 2. 1. I died. I wasn't quick enough. Well, first of all, I need to see the player. You need to go to the player here. I'm not sure why that went to negatives, though. 3, 2, -1. Well, that makes no sense. Now it's negatives. It's constantly staying in negatives. Why did I go to negative? I don't know why that went to negative. Well, that's strange. Yeah, it is strange. Why did I go to negatives? How did that go to negative? I'm going to do a test. I'm going to do some more tests here and see why that went to negative. So right now we're here. This will bring that number to 1. Yeah, now it's negatives again. Is it because that exits twice and just does that twice? Is that the reason why? I'm going to move the player here now. I'm going to see if this is the reason why that's doing that. It could be. You're exiting it kind of twice now. Let's move the radiation here. Yeah, that's the reason. Maybe this timer shouldn't be that, but 25. That is probably one of the major reasons why that's an issue, because of, I don't know, something. That's not what I wanted. I need you to be 25. Yeah, that way that's more instant. So now, well, that will obviously stay as that. No, it goes back to -1. As soon as we exit both of these. And that's the issue with exiting these. Well, yeah, because that only does it once, and that can't really continuously do that because it's just going to dissipate. Unless there might be a way. Now, there might be a way to do this. Oops. Player.radiation tier, actually. That's how you spell that, right? Yeah, radiation tier is equal to, I guess in this case, 1. Or is equal to 1, you fool. That's not what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to do this. Okay, so this is how we're going to do this then. It seems like a little bit of a far out thing to do, but I don't even know if this is going to work. For a few good reasons. Radiation tier is equal to 2, and you'll be by 23. Same thing for this one. If radiation tier is equal to 3, and you'll be by 20. Oh, you can be 20, 25, so it's like a half and half in between. Again, I don't know if this is going to work. I guess we'll find out. This is just good to test in both departments, but yeah, it goes back to 1. So that does work. But radiation recovery is going down quickly for some reason. That's weird. Ugh, God, why are you doing this twice? It's like it's calling upon the timer twice, which I don't get. I can't just have it be enter either, because you remember that problem we had with the enter instance. The fact that you can call upon these twice is a little bit annoying. Maybe... Oh, wait, that's probably why. Whoops. We probably just need this to call once. Radiation timer, radiation recovery. Well, that just stops it, and that starts it. I guess technically that means that we just need to have the recovery here only do it once. It's still weird that I can call upon it more than once. I guess it does if it's exiting it out and doing that twice. So maybe that will work now. The radiation here works. God, there's so many tests that we have to do to make sure that this works perfectly. I'm still in radiation. I forgot. And go up. And go down. Okay, now it's only going by one. Okay, good. Is there any more issues here that we need to worry about? Not necessarily as far as I'm aware. Radiation tier is going down to 0 now. And these are only calling upon everything once. So that's good. Okay. I think the tests are complete now. Hopefully. Hopefully they're complete. Alright, so we're going to create, I guess, a low-tier radiation field as soon as the player enters into this area here, so that the only place that is safe for them to go to is down here. So as soon as you go there, 2, then 3 gets brought up. And stick to 2. So this sticks this to 2. And now we need to have a test with the radiation and enemy. Just to show you guys just how much of a pain it'll be to deal with not only radiation, but enemies as well. Those enemies are going to be something else, that's for certain. 1, 2, 3. Or should I put that here so that the player has at least some way to get some recovery back? So here's where radiation can become a bit more of a pain to deal with. You got 2 bits of radiation here. Or should we do 1? 1 bit of radiation. And you've got, let's see, normal clockwise enemies. Yeah, sure, why not, since they will be going in that direction. So you got the clockwise enemies over here doing their thing. We're just going to get them moving in the same direction. So, well, you are that. You will be 1. Whoops. You will be... That's not what I want. You will be 2. You will be 3. And our objective is to try to get to the end here. I don't even know if this is going to be possible. I don't see why it's not possible. The enemy's moving around and making it difficult to be able to figure out where they are going and how they're acting. Yeah, so we gotta stay in here. We'll be safe for a few seconds. Or just as long as we stay here. So we go through here as quickly as we can, and we got the safety of here. There's too much safety. Why don't I do this instead? So then you have to really go on a timer and just try to figure out what it is you need to do to get past here as quickly as you can, because if you don't, you're gonna die. Try trying to move fast, and also, yeah, it's like what, 2 seconds to spare at that point. Well, not really 2. The radiation timer changes a lot, as you can clearly see by how everything here works. Were we always on 2 tier? Weird. Okay, restart. I didn't mean to dodge the enemy. Restart. I gotta see if that number goes up. As soon as we reach that point there. Alright, come on, hurry it up. And that goes up. Yeah, that went up again. But we're fine. Now that was too easy. How about we ramp up the difficulty a bit, shall we? Yeah, that's right, folks. This can get difficult if you let it be. But I'm making it be difficult. So this is the main problem when it comes to stuff like this. These enemies can really give you a run for more than just your money. Oh wait, I don't want you to go down. You need to go right. You need to go left because you're counterclockwise. There we go. Now I want some horizontal enemies up in here. I'll put you here. It kind of has to be here because we need to make it so that we run across this path. Well, we can't get by with 1 notch. Clockwise, counterclockwise. Yeah, because we can't have them going clockwise, which would be the way to go. Can't have them doing that because they'll just end up in that path there. And I can't have them doing that because then they'll just end up in a loop. So I guess the only real way I can go about doing this is adding in some vertical enemies. Here and here. Doesn't matter what direction, they'll be both going in the same direction. So you gotta get past this guy, go in here, wait for that guy to go by, go in here, and you gotta go fast. We're gonna get another one of these guys here. I'm not gonna make a full level, I just want to show you the sheer audacity of how difficult this game could get. In the first instance, this one's easy. Well, it's easy if you don't do the stupid. Ah, shish. Yeah, it is a lot more difficult than you may think. God. Yeah, just forget. Don't forget there's a timer. Nope. God. There's a way to do this. Maybe I gotta wait for a couple of nodes here or something. Nope, nice. Unless I can dodge it, but that's not enough. How about we wait for them to go now? Now we should hurry it up. Yes! Whew, man. And that's just the basic. There's a hell of a lot more that can occur here that you would need to worry about, and I will show you another one. That one's pretty easy. That one doesn't have too much difficulty. So, there is one instance here that I will show you. Now, let me just delete all these enemies here real quick. And only some radiation. And I will get rid of some of the walls here, level walls, not these walls. Zoop. Delete all of this. Okay, good. So, here is where the radiation mechanic can become a bit more of a pain to deal with, and you will see why in a minute. It's just going to be the same thing that we built the last time. Just a 7x7 square. I think that's 7. Only we're going to have, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have the exit here. So this will remain here. And now, if you can't tell what I'm about to do right here, Yup, some poison. Here you think that poison wasn't going to be too big of an issue, right? Oh, you were wrong. Poison in this instance is way more of a pain to have to deal with. Now I'm going to get all the poison that I need here, first and foremost. Duplicate all the poison here. Try to get the ones that I want here. And just do this. And now we'll just delete the ones that we don't want here. Okay, so we have to get through this in a roundabout way. You got a poison here, like so. You have got, let's see. I guess maybe a poison here. Poison up here. Poison here. Can't get in that direction, so now you go inside of that. Oh, wait, you can go inside of that from here. How would you do that? I mean, I guess in an instance like this, you would probably have walls around the room to make it difficult for a player to be able to get around. Can't have the player have an easy access to that point. So now you gotta force them to go down and stay in the radiation a little bit longer. I don't know how big of an issue the radiation will be in this department. Yeah, because you gotta... Man, we were close there. We were so close, because if that wasn't there, you could just go around the edge and boom, you're pretty much good. And if that wasn't there, you could just go into it and boom. But then you still have to go through that. Yeah, radiation and poison, not a fun combination. Although I got through that one way quicker. So I guess if you want to make things a little bit more challenging for your player base, you force them to have to go through certain spots, like so. So now, oh, I guess you could go in that direction. I guess you could go in that direction, but that was just a bit more of an extreme. But what if you had just enemies around the place? You got all of it clockwise enemies. Now I'm going to move this guy first. Then this guy over here is going to be this. Then this guy is going to be this. 2. And this guy is going to be this. 3. Oh, but you thought that was all? You thought this was hard? Because when it comes to the poison, you don't have that many places to go. And if you got radiation there, I'll leave that one open. Actually, no. I'll leave that there. So, this is where things would get very challenging. Because now, not only do you have to deal with the radiation and the poison, but now you gotta deal with the enemies getting in your way. And there's no easy way for you to be able to dodge them all. Oh god, that is difficult. I don't know if that one's impossible or not. It might be impossible. Oh man, it was close. It was close, I will say that. I gotta wait. I gotta wait for these guys to pass here. I need to give myself more time is what I need to do, so I gotta go through the normal way. Oh man, that is very difficult. I don't have the key for this right now. Alright, come on. Jeez, this guy moves fast. Oops. I was trying to get out of that guy's way, but I forgot about the fact that I can't just do that. Ugh. I don't know how to do that, man. They don't give you... I haven't given myself more than that. I mean, I guess there is the dodge... Whoops. There is the dodge technique. Let's not forget about the ability to dodge the enemy, which requires a lot more precision than that, but there is the ability to dodge the... It's not going to work if I don't wait for everything to move. Damn it. Yeah, you can dodge the enemy, but I don't know how I can do that with this key being broken as it is. Nope, did not get that timing right at all. Jeez, look at this. This level is insane. I did it! I completed it! Oh, man. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to have the dodge technique be in the base game. I'm only going to have it, like, once, and maybe use that to, like, get through certain parts that requires you to just sprint like a madman. But, yeah. To deal with 2 different danger meters and enemies? Yeah, no, that is... Oof, that is complex as all hell. Okay, well, that is essentially all of the mechanics that we have there. And I'm probably going to have to still do tests, but radiation's at least finished. Which is what we want. But now, while we still have time, 1:35, we gotta do a pause menu now. Before we do the clone, which is either going to be next episode or this, but I think it's going to be next episode, because the clone's way more complex than you think. So, here's what we need to do. This one will be a little bit tricky at first, but we need to take this floor, right? Well, I gotta set up pause menu. This is how we're gonna do it. No, don't need to rename it. I need to create an empty main, or I guess main menu we'll call it. I need to get a floor in here, like so. And I need to bring this up by, I guess, 2. Bring it up by 2, but reduce it to 23 and 23. So that is going to be inside of it. I meant to duplicate this thing, you fool. Duplicate. I'll call this backdrop. Yeah, sure, why not? Again, 23 by 23. Oops, 23. This one doesn't exactly matter. That could be that for all that matters. And I'll bring that up to 3. So it's ahead of everything, but still staying somewhat in the lane. So I want to see something for a second. If I do this, okay, good. So I can just literally just do that and have that render in and out if I need to have it do that. So this is where things are going to get a little bit more complicated. I need to take not this wall. Well, is that the perimeter? No, that's the perimeter. Okay, I need to take one of these walls here. Scroll down to the bottom wall. 99. Okay, that's fine. I'll bring this over to backdrop. Well, 0, 0. Wait, was that? No. I guess that one. I don't know why that did that. Oh no, you gotta be 1 and 1. Oh wait, no, not the backdrop, the main menu. 1 and 1, you gotta be. In other words, 1 and 1. And we'll have this in here. We'll have this for pause. And you need to be above that. There we go. So this is essentially what this is going to be. We gotta build out the pause menu. I guess to keep this more simplistic, I'll try to keep, actually wait, better idea. I'll keep this on 0. Right where the pause is, right here. Although I guess technically that should be -4 as well. So that this thing can remain as 0. So we keep the pause here, and we have it be the bottom left, which is where we're going to move all of this. So we just go on ahead, build out the letters like so. I am probably going to use terminal for the actual text part that needs to have text, because otherwise it's going to be a huge pain in the ass to get everything where it needs to be. Just move everything around here like so. I hope this is enough space. There's only going to be 4 things here. Okay, that's 2. There's 2 spaces in between here and there. So let's move pause up here on the complete top. So that's pause. I guess I technically should just bring all of this stuff up to -4 as well. Because that's where the menu's gotta be. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, not -4. Technically -1? Is that -1? 0. 0. No, that one has to be -1. Okay, so maybe the pause menu needs to be up here. Yeah, there we go. So the pause menu like blocks everything else, so you can't just simply see what you want to see. So this one's going to be a little bit difficult. But we gotta essentially just build out this like so. So I need to just duplicate this, bring this over to here, bring this to 0, and I should rename this to just wall. Doesn't exactly matter, just rename these to wall. These will take their changes when they need to change it. Also make sure that the resume is -1. Always -1. And now let's remove zoom over here. No, move zoom over here. Resume. So I'm going to need to go on ahead. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to do this. I could probably make it easier and just have all the letters I need and move them where I need to remove them. That's fine. But at the same time, that is actually very useful to have in general. Hold on. P. Alright, which one of y'all's is P? I mean, all this is made in a certain order. Go down. Come on, go down. Go into P. There's P. P's in the same instance as this. A. Should be easy enough. Still a few more? Okay. Yeah, that way I can just move all the letters I need here. Makes me wonder if I should just do that, and then we can use that as the font entirely. Oh, it's just gonna be a pain in the ass to write up everything, because I gotta, like, manually move all the stuff where it needs to be, instead of just using the terminal font. Yeah, okay, hold on. There's S. The terminal font would be easier to do, but we're doing it like this here because it's easy enough. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. I can't use that wall there because that wall is just going to be an issue. This shouldn't be a trigger at all. None of these should be triggers. Well, again, easy fix. Remove the is trigger. Actually, just remove the box collider. I don't even know why the hell we have the box collider to begin with. I guess in case we need to have that. Yeah, just remove the box collider. That's all we need to do. Open up all of these, remove the box collider and the trigger. I mean, these are all already changed anyways, right? I think. Box collider is trigger. Do the same thing with resume. Although, we're probably going to delete some of them. Not all of them, obviously. And now just create the E thing. Create E. And boom! Ah, look at that. Well, first of all, I gotta create R now. So let's go on ahead, get our R in. Ah, there's R. And now we can just delete all of these and just go on ahead. Can I do a copy too? No. I guess I just have to do this. Okay, I don't want that. I need an E. Duplicate the E, put the E in here, do this, and then just move the E. Oh. Well, I guess technically speaking, all of these do need to be moved over to here. And then I just need to move this over here. Delete you. Duplicate. I'll do this, don't you worry. I'll get the hang of this. And these will also be changed. Because of the way that system works, which is actually very helpful when you get right down to it. Because of the way this system works, I can easily change the size of them. Yeah, since that's already there, that's fine. Yeah, you know what I mean. You'll see what I mean once I get this finished and fixed. And I think, yeah, okay, good. So there's P-A-U-S-E. Okay, now I got an S here. Gotta duplicate. Sometimes I wish it just didn't do that, because sometimes that's not what you need. Duplicate you, move you down, change you to this. And now for M. How are we going to deal with M? Well, this is how we're going to get M in, at least. I'm going to move M over here. Everything here is where it needs to be. Good. Move this into M. And that's where M is. Okay. I think. Right? That's M's in right spot? Yes, it is. I guess regardless, these have to be changed to this anyways. Unless I could do something like this. Nah. This one looks better as M. M. Now we need another E. Boom. And I just gotta move this E over to here. And there's our resume. And now this is how we're going to go about doing all the things that we need to do to get this to where it needs to go to. We're going to resize it. I'm just going to give you like a quick look at what it looks like, resized. Which means some of this is going to look different, but that's fine. Now I'm curious to see how this is going to work in that one department. So now, the way I did it in Dreams was that I had it inside of like a few things here. So first, let's just get these set up. I want to see if I can at least get the pause menu set up before I finish up today. So this is what we're going to try to do. First things first, create, restart. You're supposed to be here. Alright, now, duplicate this, move this over here. Right. So, if I want to have this work properly, I am going to need to ensure that I have all the things I need to be able to make that work. Okay, well, for now, this is easy. Restart. Restart. Just move the E where it needs to be. I could do that. Just make all the letters in the alphabet, just have them saved here as a prefab. And just write letters there. Why don't I do that? Why don't I go ahead and do that? Hold on. This is gameplay objects, but I don't want gameplay objects. Let me go to assets real quick. Okay, I'm going to create a folder. We're going to call it prefabs, which is going to be important for the world map creation anyways. I'm going to create another folder, call it text. And we're just going to do this. We're just going to save all of our letters. Fucking insect. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do a neat little detour, shall we? I'll just make all the letters here that I can make. So here's B, which means I am going to need to have one of you out. Maybe change the names of all of you. I should just change the name of all of you anyways. To what it would be, which in this case should be like this. Oops, that's a 2. That's a 3. I guess I could just do it. Whoops. I don't know. Is that more annoying to do? Oh, I could just get rid of the 11s here and I'll be fine. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. You can get all of the bits and pieces there. And change out how certain things need to go. So let's take all the walls here. Remove the box collider. I do believe I need this. I don't know if I really need the mesh, but I guess it's fine. And you just need that. Oh yeah, wait. Just make this one untagged and default. All of these don't need to have the wall stuff, because that might somehow screw something up. Why is that not removed? Oh god, don't tell me I'd have to remove it like this. Wait, what? Don't know why that's doing that, but I guess it's fine. So yeah, let's just untag default, remove component. Oh, I see what that is. Okay, right, never mind. Alright, and now we're just gonna make wall stuff. I'm gonna just... I don't know, I can't exactly hide these right now. I want these all to be 0, 0. That's what we're gonna do. 0, 0. We're just getting all of our text font stuff where it needs to be. Then let's just remove resume and pause, actually. We'll move them up 1. Yeah, sure, why not? Up 1. There we go. And restart as well. We'll move restart to down this time. And now I'll have you at 0, 0. And then I'll just put you in here. Well, no. Technically, I gotta duplicate you. Get rid of this one. And this is our start. That's right, folks. Radiation and the alphabet. Who would have thought that this would be what we were going to be doing today? So, I guess technically this would look like that. And a 3x3, or a 3x5, then a 5x5 for those that need it. But if it doesn't need to be a 5x5, then this is what it's going to be. All that like so. So that's the B done with. Why is that in that direction? I have no idea. Kind of a weird direction that that's in. Can I rotate this? Oh, I can. I can rotate it, but it's not in the direction I want it to be in. Can I save that? Nope. Doesn't look like I can. That's kind of annoying. Oh god. No, I'm not seeing anything here. Okay, it's fine. So there's our B. And now we're going to make a C. I will delete all of these once we've gotten everything set. Actually, I can just delete them now. I have the prefab saved. Alright, duplicate you, change you to this. I mean, right, why not? This could still be helpful. It's not that big of a deal trying to make all of the letters of the alphabet. There's our C, delete. Let's create D now. We already got E, so we can just save what I've got there. Alright, D, easy enough. Just do this. I hate that it's in the opposite direction it's supposed to go in, but because of the way I have this set, we don't really have much of a choice. So there's our D. Put the D in there. Okay, good. Now we got E, but I don't know. E's got a lot of issues. Maybe I just won't do that. Maybe I'll just recreate them all. Why not? We'll just recreate them all, and that's what we're going to do. It doesn't take that long to change anyways. And we got our little font for Paint Maze at least. So there's E. Hell, technically I can just... I mean, I could, but at the same time with the whole... I want to try to keep things relatively... What's the word? Clean. Less off-looking when it comes to, like, looking at the prefab instance. I'll just remake the F instead. So there's our F. Good, great. I can't believe we're just making the alphabet. We casually just created radiation, one of the world's most deadliest substance. And now we're just creating the alphabet. Come on, move it. I guess that's like the best G you can get for that one. Unless this one is also a 5, which it could be. Anything that needs to be a 5 would make sense, but I mean, yeah, sure, why not? G is a 5. And if we want to change it, we can easily just change it without any issues. Unless we have a bunch of text there with G. Do I have any G? Resume, restart, options, exit, SFX, BMG, color blindness, color blind mode. I don't think we have a G in the menu system. Alright, well, now that we've determined that, let's go on ahead and create the letter H, shall we? Yes, can you tell me what this letter is, young Billy?
It's a G!
What? No, you fucking idiot, it's an H! I don't know, it's hilarious. Alright, let's see. Now we got the letter I, which is, again, 3 by 5. There's the letter I. Boom. Alright, now we need to make the letter J. That's not what I wanted you to do, you fool. You idiot. And I can't just Control Z with that one for some reason. Come on. J. It's all capitalized, too. Capitalized primarily because of the whole, you know, capital terminal letters look nicer. Everything is capitalized. K. Just grab this, push this in here. K should be easy. Just do this. The same as H, kind of, but with a little notch out of it. See, we could just have G like that, but G looks... No, we can't use that excuse. Because it's just... I mean, 2 blocks changes there, and this is only 1 block changing. Well, like I said, we can change the thing in the prefabs folder right here if we need to. I just need to get all this stuff here. Can't just waste time doing random nonsense. I gotta make 36 symbols. And yes, the numbers included, even though no numbers are still necessary. So there's L. Good. Here, hold this L. M. Alright, now M is going to be a little bit tricky, but I think I can manage. Go up here. There we go. Okay. Well, I already did M. What am I saying? It's not tricky. It's easy. Just put the M in there. Also, this would be a good way to test to see just how much effort it takes going into making all of these where they need to be. Alright, now I need N. Duplicate U. Move you in here. In here. And here. N, I'm not sure. I think N has to be 5. Yeah. N has to be 5 as well. Alright, now I believe this is O. Okay, move that where that needs to be. I guess, whoops. I guess this one needs to be slightly different. Oh wait, shit. I did the stupid. Everything's just been on there that I forgot that that's its own thing. This makes sense to be O. Primarily because, 0, well, no, wait, hold on. Delete. Delete only. Oh, wait. Well, I need to delete and unpack. That's what happens if you use delete only. Alright, that's good to know. That is really good to know. Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. The other one looks better as a 0. I probably could have just renamed that to 0. I should have just renamed that to 0, but it's too late now. It's too late now. O-P. Why are you like this? Easy enough. Just zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. P. Good. Great. Fantastic. Now we need Q. That's not where I want Q to be. Alright, I gotta move this shish. Q actually might be difficult here. What's the best way for Q to work here? I got an idea. Is that a good Q? Ugh. Or would it have to be like this? Nah. Oh, I know that. Well, Q. This might be the first 4 then, if that's the case. I guess that's our Q. No, I'm looking at this. No. Maybe, hold on. Maybe those walls are fine. This one can move here, though. Q looking like an O right now, but that's the best we can get with a limited space of only 5 height. A minimum of 3 to width to max of 5, and a minimum of 5. Minimax of, oh, it's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do that. We're on R. Man, that's a funny way to spell R, huh? Alright, we have already done R, but it's not that hard to draw yet again. Boom, and there's our R. Now let's delete this. Make our S. Duplicate U again. Put U here. Actually, that's going to be a bit tricky. Maybe S needs to be more so like this. Yeah, wait, what the hell is S gonna be? Because I can't have it go down here, because then it's just gonna turn into an 8 somehow. Despite the fact that that's not how we're gonna do our 8s. A Z, but backwards? Let me hide you for a second so I can see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks like a terrible S. I don't know how the hell 5 would look if I have to have that be like this, so what the hell should S look like? The only way I can see S looking like is this. So, hold on. So I don't have to worry about that being an issue. No. Boom. There. Okay, well that's the best S that we can do with the limited space that we've got. Let's make T now, shall we? Alright, let's move that into here. Well, T is easy. There's our T. Boom. And of course, U is also easy. And of course, you need to do this. Come on, move up. Keep on going, and there we go. There's our U. V is 2, easy. Duplicate. Three. One here. W is in the same vein as, what do you call it? M. I still feel like there's more that I can do to adjust those. But we'll worry about that in a minute. W. You idiot, you did it again. Yeah, I can see this working like so. Alright, there's our W. Good, great. X. Get rid of that, put that in. X should be easy. No, you fool. And it should only need to be this much. There's our X. Whether or not we plan on using the letter X in any of the menu stuff, that's not what I wanted. I want Y. Whether or not we do that, you know, I guess it depends. Depends on how the hell we go about doing that. Is that the Y we want, or do we want this to be more like this? Guess that'll do. Tuning fork. Oops, did not want to do that. Didn't want to do that at all. And now for Z. Oh, but that's not the last one. Believe it or not. There's still the numbers. Have you forgotten about those numbers? Right, at least Z is easier to do. Because it's literally just that. Z. So there's all of our letters done and over with. Now we make 0, which is also going to be easy enough. 0 is going to be this. There's our letter 0, and that's in the beginning, which makes sense. As for 1, I'm not sure how I want to go about doing 1. This is terminal, as you can see. So I think 1 makes more sense to be like this. Or it could be this. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that'll do. Now 2. Again, do this. Put that in. 2 is easy enough. Doop, doop. And now save that. Look at all these fonts we're making here. Yep. I guess this means we gotta be committed to just doing only this when building stuff. At least this means that we'll have all of the stuff that we need at our disposal. God, now that looks like an E. I should separate these by numbers and letters, and then symbols. That makes the most sense. And now we got the number 4. Boom. And now the number 5. Another one of these. Move that here. And this is where the S was going to be, but now it's a 5. I am probably still going to have to use terminal to get the actual number changes and any other changes and things. I mean, assuming that this has access to terminal. Unless I can make my own fonts, which would be useful. Would be useful to have my own font. Which is basically just the same as terminal, except it's my own build of it. Which I don't think it's going to really make that much of a difference. I still think it's going to probably come out to look somewhat similar, with maybe a few changes. Nah. There we go. Yeah, sure. Then number 7. Okay, almost there. Now I gotta create the number 8. And then the last one that we need to do, number 9. I think it's the last one. I don't know if we plan on having any more fonts and whatnot, but if we do, it's not that difficult to create. It's pretty easy, actually. Yes, the number 8. And last, but most certainly not least, the number 9. Although, I guess to have this match the number 6, I'll do that. There it is, folks, the number 9. We did it! All of them are made now. So, numbers. Easy enough, just grab 0 through 9 and just put them all in here. And letters. Grab all of this, and boom. There, we got all of what we need. So, with that being said, well, first of all, I gotta move everything back where it needs to be. I'll delete these for now. And I'll put you back over to 1. Oops. And I will change up some things here. Yeah, you have the... Well, I had to change that one, but I guess that's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to go on ahead, put all the numbers in, so I need P, or letters, I should say. It's not where I want P to go, you fool. I need P to go here. So that's where P needs to go. And now we need U. Doop. Now we need the new improved S. Now it doesn't look like a 5. Oh, I still feel like there's something more that I can do to change the way that looks. And now we got E over here. Same thing with this stuff. Delete all of this. We got R. E. Nope. S. It's not where you're supposed to go. S. U. M. Man, what a slog this is. But it makes sense. And another E. I think I need to get this a bit. Yeah, one more. So that's resume done. So now you need to be 0.5 and 0.5, and that's where that is. It's probably going to change up some more still. I'm going to move this over here so I can get everything where it needs to be. So here's the R. Here's the E. Move that over here. That's not what I want. I want the S. Then I want the T. Let's move start a little bit more. Restart. Now I need the A over here. What the hell? Oh, right. You need to be up by 1. Forgot about that. And of course the R. Move the R there, and another T. The second T and restart. And now where does that lead everything off here? 0.5 and 0.5. Restart. Although it would be great if I can have this more centralized. I guess technically I can. If this is the center and we just move all of this right here to where this is where the T is instead. Well, easier said than done. We're doing this instead of doing the actual... I don't know why I'm doing it like that, but that's fine. Is that where that needs to be? I think. Where is this right now? Alright, that's on that one. It looks like restart. Yeah, because restart and resume are both in the same area, right? Yeah. 0. So that's essentially where this needs to be. These, if we want it to be centralized, needs to be on 0. Could you move it? There we go. Which means now I need to just center you. You're not being centered. Oh wait, what? 0.1? What the hell? I guess... Oh right, yeah, that would be an issue, wouldn't it? Because this is like this. Hold on. So move it by 1, and then make it 0.5? There we go. Okay, yeah, that helps. I don't know if this is going to exactly be that, but it's a start. Man, all of this just to get this menu thing set up. Options. Alright, so same thing. Well, technically you need to be -1. Yeah, -1. And however low this needs to be. Alright, so I guess we just need to get the O in here. Not where I want you to go, you fool. Would you fucking just go to... Stop moving this! It's a simple task, and yet you can't do that. And we got the P. I gotta move all this over to the side, though, so that I can get this with ease. Now we need the I. And now we need the O. And the N. Boop. Do I need to be options or just option? Oops, I didn't want to do that. I want to do this. Maybe option is fine. Okay, put this to 0. and just try to get this all centered around that. Is that centered? Technically, yeah. So that means you need to be 0.5 and 0.5, and there's our options menu. Now this is the exact size I want. I'm probably going to do a little bit more with this one, but for now, exit. Oh look, there's the X that we need. Resume, restart, option, and exit. Yeah, that is kind of all that we need for that one, don't we? This one might be easier. Just gotta put the E in, then the X, of course, and of course the I. And again, the T is easiest, because it's not even fully in there. What you scoffing at, cat? What do you give me that look for? Look, or whatever that would be called for ye. What is this? I don't know how many. I think that's a good space. So that would be 0.5 and 0.5, and that's where that needs to be. Now, this isn't exactly what I want now. You'll see soon exactly what I'm trying to get at here. But we got the main menu. It hides the whole thing, which is what we need. The pause menu will basically do all the things it needs to do. It has all the coding. The pause menu will, like, show some things. So I guess first things first, I need to create some cubes. Player mark. Player mark 1. So this is what the player mark is. Doesn't need a box collision. It just needs to have the player's material. Okay, can't do that there, so I'll just put it here until I can get this out of the way. So this is the idea. You have this basically just there, and it changes like the, what do you call it, depending on what the variable is for this. So there's multiple of these. And like I said, I don't know if this is the size that I want for this. I'm going to try some size changes. 25. Is 25 what I want? How about 3? Man, it's such a huge difference. 4 is kind of close. It doesn't make it too big. And I can move these around a little bit more. Alright, now, is this what I want? Kind of. There's one more thing that I need to do here. Which requires me to get, I guess, walls. Which is nothing too special. We're literally just, I guess, taking one of these right here. Moving it over to here. Why is that saying 47? And we're, fucking Christ. And we're doing this, like so. Remove this, of course. And bring this to 0, I think? No, -1. -1. And this is essentially what this is. Where it just goes on ahead and has all of this in the spot. So I think this needs to be 3 then. Yeah, because I'm not sure how I want to do this exactly. Where exactly would this end up? 3. So maybe this needs to go, no. Maybe this needs to go down by 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nah, not really. It could just be that this needs to, that all of this up here needs to go up by 1. And the pause menu, the pause thing just has to be shrunk by like 0.9 or something, and brought up. Brought up and no 7.5 or 6.5, and adjusted like so. That's the idea, at least. So that's what we're doing. And this is by 3. Oops. Well, I guess technically speaking, I would have to move all this stuff down. Then I would just have to move all the player marks down to essentially match that. So that means the pause menu doesn't have to be brought down by that much, and it could probably still stay as 1 even. Yeah. It's just that this I have to adjust now. So let's see, 0.5, 0.25. Try to get this to where it needs to be. 2.75. It's a little bit more work, but it does make it look nicer. 75. And now 10.75. And that's only 1 bit that we want to do here. It's just a simple pause menu. It's supposed to look, like I said before, this game is supposed to look like it's made in MS Paint. So it only makes sense that this is what the pause menu would look like. Oops, I did not want to do that. And it looks as though, yeah, you go down here. Like so. And now I gotta somehow copy that. Well, I guess that's not hard to copy. Just put it here. And we can still decorate this pause menu a little bit so it looks more fancy with how simplistic it is. Like, for instance, we could probably do this. Just have lines here, lines there. But keep it more so like this. With you looking like a maze. Or at least one of those squiggly maze things. Which serves no purpose other than to just look fancy. You'll have that there and look like this. Alright, good, great. We got the first menu up. We're not fully done with this yet, though, because now we have to go into the scripts. How much time is in so far? 2.5 hours. Okay. I don't have too much time left to at least try to get this done with. So I want to try to get this done with, and we're going to see what we can do with everything else here. So menu script, this is important. Pause. Menu. Now we're going to make the pause menu script. I think we're done here. There's probably more tests that I need to do. We'll worry about that later. Okay, so let me see if I can remember. Time.timescale equals 1. Anytime the thing starts, it always makes time.timescale equals 1. There'll be some things that we need to do with something like the fade transition thing. I'll open that up as well. I guess it could start here. I guess technically this doesn't have to start here. Always have that be that. So anytime that starts, it immediately allows for the game to be playable. Because once you pause it, that's it. So we don't need this then. This is always going to be inside of the thing. I don't think I even need this. I do need this though. Pause game. Alright, so if, see if I can remember, input dot get key down. In this instance, we'll just do key code escape, obviously, because we need to be able to pause it. Oh, I guess we do need to have variables. So variables. I'll make it public. Do I need public? Yeah, I'll make it public. Public bool. Oh wait, no. I'm making a cooldown right now, so that doesn't need to be public. So private bool cooldown. Well, actually, technically, we don't need a cooldown if we have it set to else. If time.time scale is greater than 0, then time.time scale equals 0. So if it's 1 in this case, then do that. Else, else if time.time scale is equal to 0. Is equal to 0, you fool. Then time.time scale equals 1. No matter what, it always goes to 1. I have it set to always be greater than 0, just in case something stupid occurs. So I guess technically we don't need this. But we do still need a variable. So public int in this case, and main menu, we'll call it. What you got that for? So this is just, or I guess, menu. And then we need a public int called selection. Okay, so if you press escape during that time, it does that. And, of course, we need to make sure that menu equals 0. And, right, I gotta close it. And selection equals 0. So, yeah, 0 is the main menu instance. 0 is the first selection instance. That's how that works. That's how that works, Cadillac SUV. Boop. So now that we have that set, go on. Don't stop on my accord. So now that we have that set, we need to make it so that it makes the thing disappear. Now I gotta remember how to do this one. I had something set to where it stops rendering something. I think that was the status scripts. So what you did there was get the component for the mesh thing here. So in other words, how am I going to do this one? Isn't it just as simple, because I am able to get something from that. I'll leave this up because I do need it. And I guess what I'm going to do is just get the game object that we need here. Menu game objects. Public game object. What do I call this one? I guess I'll just call it main menu. Good, great, fantastic. This is a good test to see if this is going to work. So first things first, the pause menu has to be here. I guess technically the pause menu should be above the perimeter, all things considered. Because that's its own thing. So the pause menu needs to have, of course, the pause menu script. You're going to grab this thing here. Okay, this, I guess, exit, get rid of that. Pause game, so that just pauses game. Main menu visible. I'm going to see if this can work. If time.time time scale is equal to 0, equal to, you fool. N menu is equal to 0. Alright, then main menu dot get. Oh, so it is just simple that. Can I remember how to do this? Get component renderer dot enabled equals true. Did I get that wrong? I missed that. I missed this point, the all-important point here. Else, make this false. We don't even have an if else here. Else if here. Slash false. So yeah, time scale is equal to 0, i.e. you pause the game and menu is equal to 0. Then obviously that's going to do its thing. Now we're just getting the basic pause menu set here. I guess technically speaking, we do kind of want the pause menu to be out of the way immediately, like so. There's going to be a few things here we need to do. Unless we have it start off like this. I wonder if that's even going to work still. So here's the thing. So yeah, that didn't work. Or is it because of this? Hold on a second. Let me do this for a quick second and see if that'll change it. Yeah, because we just need to disable it. Maybe we don't even need renderer? No, that's not it. I did something to make this work. Did I do it in this... Oop, wrong one. Did I do it in this project? Because I just had something that disabled this, right? Did I have that disable it? What did I do that has something disabled? I did it before. Disabled it was false. Ah, set active. That's what it was. Okay, good, good. That's what it was. So it's main menu dot set active. Set active. That's what it was. All right, glad I remember. Okay, well, there's more to it than just set active, apparently. What did you have to yours again? Ah, it was that. Got it. Weird way to have that, but that's fine. False. There we go. Okay, now it should work. Go back to here. As soon as I press play, this will disappear. Yeah. Now here's the thing. You can still move, but the timer stops. So there is a way to prevent that from being an issue. And you'll see. It's as simple as just doing this. Go up to here. Time dot time scale is equal to, or is greater than 0. And of course, the and for all this. This right here will make it so that you can't move if that's not 1. If this is 0, it won't work. So all we gotta do is just put that at the beginning of all of this, all the input-based stuff at least. We can still press the escape key. This is also important, because we don't want to move in the inverse. I don't want to do what I did with this with the mover, and forget about that. And boom. And I think that's all for the player, at least. That works off of a timer, so no matter what, that's always going to be based off of time. The same with this, and that, I guess. And that's just making it so that a wall goes up. So the only other thing that we need to do to make it so that this doesn't like screw up anything massively is open up the things that have input. Now, I don't remember. Did I give the crate inputs? I'm gonna check. I don't think I did. Launcher movement, all that stuff. Gate movement, all that stuff, and everything else is just on timer. That's just detecting to see if the player's inside of it. And that's just all of that stuff. No, the crate doesn't have movement. The only thing that has movement now is the shifter. So I gotta go to MISC, I think. Yep, shifter. If player.shift is equal to true. Well, I guess it's still gotta do that anyways, so we'll just have if that is timescale here. And you press the button, it does its thing. Yeah, that'll be easier. It'll still detect the thing, but it won't do anything with that information because if it's not the time it needs to be, the player will not move. And that's basically all of the input-based movements. So now, we should be moving normally still because timescale will always be greater than 0 in the beginning. We do this, can't move. Okay, well, cooldown went and did its thing. Can't move again. And boom, perfect. So this is automatically going to be set to this if we're not working on it, that is. So with this one, we can just have the render because that's what it has. It has the render. So all I need to do is just have those be there. So now that the player there is finished, and we figured out we remembered what we needed for the set active. I don't think I have that anywhere in here though, that's the issue. Now that's set, we're going to try to get a somewhat working menu system as best as we can for now. So, main menu visible, main menu selection visible. So basically it's just this, just take this, don't do this though. And if that's equal to that, and selection is equal to 0, which is the lowest one. Alright, so this is what we need to do. I need to get more public game objects. Main menu resume. This is how we're going to be doing this. We just call it the name it needs to be. Then do the changes here. Then we got option. Then we've got, whoops, exit. So now that's all set, I'm going to go on ahead and move these where they need to be moved to. Oh, and I'm going to change these to 2. Just because, and 3. And 4. That's not what I wanted. 4. There we go. And I don't think there's anything else here that we need. This is going to be out of the scene, so that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so here's resume. Here's restart. Here's that, and here's this. Now, I don't think, yeah, because if I have this set to, hold on. If this is this, yeah, no. But if we were to have it set active, that would work, though. I don't see why we wouldn't need to have that set like that. So that would work. So now we just need resume, else, of course, this, but false. And that's the basic selection stuff. Now we obviously don't have, oh wait a minute. Just in case, because I feel like I got something off there. I'll do this. Resume. Restart. Yeah, I'll make this easier. Restart. Restart. I should have this still be apart, though. Option 2. Just call this one option. And now for the exit one, which is 3, which is exit. And grab the right one, you fool. Exit. There we go. So now we got all of this here, where it needs to be. What are you doing, cat? And you need to be 3, of course. Now, we obviously don't have the ability to switch between these. Obviously. So we need menu movement. Alright, so this one's going to be a little bit tricky. I guess we just need to do... Well, it still needs to be time scale. Time scale. Check and see if that's equal to that. And menu is equal to 0. Okay. So obviously if time scales that, blah blah. If input dot get key down is the key code. Let's get S down first. This only occurs if the menu is up and the main menu is up. Or I guess I should say menu movement, main menu movement. Alright, let's see. Okay, so how do I want to do this? Obviously, selection is going to go up. So when I press down, selection will go from 0 to 1. So first things first, selection plus equals 1. But there's more to it than just that. So if selection is less than... So since there's only 0, resume, restart, option, and that, since there's only up to 3, that means it needs to go to 3. So if selection is less than 3, and of course, well, do this. Else, well, I guess in this instance, just make selection equal 0. So yeah, if selection is less than 3, i.e. 0, 1, and 2, it'll keep going up when you press down. But as soon as you get to 3, which, if we want this to be a bit more... Else, if selection is less than or equal, or greater than or equal to 3, I think that's what that is. I should just try to do less than and greater than. But we're already in this with like this, so I might as well just do it like this. So if this is greater than 2, i.e. 3 and above, just in case it somehow manages to get the selection 4. Actually, wait, no, it wouldn't. Well, I guess it depends. Depends on how the hell that's going to work. So yeah, if it's greater than 2, which is 3, then go to 0 as soon as you press down. Opposites applied when the key code is 3. If it's greater than 0, then -1. But if it's less than 1, so now going into the negatives, then 3. Right. Because you're pressing up till it goes down to 0, then when you press up when it's less than that and then 0, goes to 3. And there's one more thing here that I need. If a selection is greater than 3, always good to have, then selection equals 3. Just in case. Say if somebody does something that screws up something in the long run, and if this is less than that, i.e. it goes into the negative somehow, then it brings that right back to 3. So this is essentially all we need for this one. means that the selection instance for the main menu at the very least is finished. I don't think I need this open anymore. And get rid of it. So, we'll do this. Okay. Now we go down, and we do this. Brings us back to the resume, and that. Boom. Okay. Well, obviously we have no way to actually do anything here. But we are able to go through the menu system like so. So if we want to quickly exit, W and E. E is going to be enter, Q is going to be quit. Or back out. So I guess, technically speaking... Yeah, I guess we do need... I guess, yeah, that would work. Okay, so yeah, timescale is that, and if input dot. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad you're going where I want you to go. Key code, not K, Q. You press Q, timescale is 0, and you're in the menu. Doesn't matter where you are. It essentially just does what this does. Although I should technically put that beneath here. Because we got the main movement and we've got the Q movement. And I guess I technically should put up above the down, as I have been doing. Up, down, right, left. The pattern that I've been sticking with. I mean, I guess technically this doesn't exactly matter. Actually, wait. Better idea. Because Q and escape are like the main, what do you call it here, so... Or, again, input dot get key down. Key code escape. And one more, apparently, because you didn't do all of it. I don't know if that's going to cause any issues. I mean, as soon as I press it down here, that's going to do that. Alright. Yeah. I guess I just could still do that with menu. Well, let's see. Yeah. Doing that just does... So, yeah, I had a better idea. Instead of having to do that, I'll keep you here, but also have you be the menu is equal to 0. So you have to be on the normal menu to exit out of it. I don't know why I would want that, but I do want that. I don't know why. Why do I want that? It makes sense. That means I can't exactly have that here, but that means I have to have Q. I also do need to have an instance in the main menu system that's showing you how to, do stuff here, obviously. So I think I do have to still change some stuff up here, actually. Obviously, if you know how to move, it's going to stick with the basic movement system. But now I need more here. So I'm going to create an empty. Not there. Get out of the wall. I'm going to create an empty here. And I'm going to call it Q back. Q back. Makes no sense when you think about it, but trust me, it makes sense. Alright, so now I got to go over to my fonts. That's at least the basic stuff. And I do want to try to, at the very least, figure out how to... wait, what? Why are you down here? Well, yeah, why is that down there? Why is my Q down here? Q, you're not supposed to be down there. Why is Q negative 13? That made no sense at all. I don't know why Q was negative 13. Stop being negative 13, you fool. Wait a minute. How the frick did you do that? How'd you manage that? Where even are you right now? Okay, a couple more, I guess. How the hell? What did I do to Q to screw it up that badly? I guess we gotta go down one more then. Alright, Q's been fixed. Why was Q broken? I have no idea. It's fine. Alright, I'm gonna try to keep it actually, wait. It'll be better to do it like this. And I'm probably gonna change these here. Matter of fact, why don't I just create one for back and put the B in there? Yeah. Or have the B be here and have that be here. Yeah. That'll do. Back. We got the basic stuff here that we need for this system. I guess if we want this to stay somewhat even, we gotta do this. So we can have that be here and decrease the size to 0.5 for both. And I gotta put this technically here. So that's more so in the middle, and it stays here. 0.5, 0.5. You might have to be even smaller than that. 25. 25. Alright, go in. Now, what do you look like? What do you look like on 1? A bit too far out there. So what about 0.75? Yeah, 0.75 kind of works. And plus, with the way this looks, it's probably not going to look as good as you would like, as you think. So that's fine. Q back, E enter, E enter. And it kind of makes sense. You got like the 3 main keys here. Q and E are only used for like the menu-based stuff, so it doesn't exactly matter too much. And now we got to put this up here. I'm going to put the E down, but I'm going to put this here instead. Then I'm going to create enter here. I'm going to put it here for now. Well, I'll put it here for now. And then I'll move that where that needs to be moved when I need to move it. This one might be a little bit more tricky to do. We'll see what happens. And her. You are not supposed to go there. You're supposed to go here. Enter. And that's that for that one. Well, I guess I probably could have put that down 1, but it doesn't matter. It'll all move where it needs to move just the same. So you might have to actually be 0.4, and you're going to have to be in this direction. If we want this to... Well, okay, hold on a second. Just the same as that one, but in this area. And I think I made the... I don't know what I made this. What did I make this again? 25. Okay. 0.25. 0.25. And move that here. I'm surprised that worked. So Q to back out, E to enter. Kind of works perfectly. Even has this little thing. That actually looks pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. Ah, I like that. Alright, now, we have to have a way to press E to enter the resume key, because why the hell is it there, right? Why would, I mean, we have 2 different ways to exit out of the scene. Through escape, through Q, or through E on the resume thing. So here's this, if that's all on that. Now we have selections. I guess we'll selection correction. Back out, obviously. navigate menu. Okay, good, great, fantastic. So now we got our selections, which is going to be its own thing, so we got resume. We already got the instance here that's time scale equal to 0 and menu equal to 0, so that one's pretty easy. So for this one, we need to make sure that selection is equal to 0. And input dot get key down key code dot e in this instance is selected. Although I wonder if I want to have the input there first and then the selection. I'll do that instead. Selection equals 0. There we go. And because it's already on menu and it's already on selection 0, all that does is just make time scale equal 1 and removes the all of that. And this only applies in this instance here. I am probably going to need to have like a cooldown for when we switch option menus, as well as the restart. Because I want to have the restart and exit. Yeah, there's going to be like 3 different menus here. So that's for that. Well, I guess we are going to have to actually make... Well, I don't know if I have enough time for this. There's more that we have to do with the menu system. Wait, hold on. I don't even have to... Yeah, I don't even have to retype all of this. I can just do this. And make some changes. I might need to have a cooldown now. Emphasis on might. And I know how to get a cooldown, so maybe I could do that. I have a private pool called cooldown. And you'll see how I'm going to be able to have time still move even for that in a minute. Actually, we do it right now. Input cooldown, i.e. numerator. In other words, input cooldown to ensure that problems don't occur. So yield return new wait for seconds real time. In this instance, it's going to be 0.05 still. F. And that is how you do that. Cooldown equals false. And we could do what we do for the player and just have cooldown equal true here. So as soon as you start, cooldown equals true, wait 4 seconds in real time, and then it does that. Which is only really needed for instances like this. And cooldown is equal to false. That's the important part. Selection needs to be what it needs to be. Cooldown needs to be what that needs to be. And I guess technically this one doesn't... Well, no, it does still need the cooldown. So start coroutine input cooldown. And boom. So there's our input cooldown. Right over here. The time scale, also how long have we had this so far? 3 hours. I'd say trying to get some of this menu done with this is a good thing to do. So every time we do this, this starts up that. I'm going to get all the other stuff set. All this does is changes menus, which we haven't built yet. So there's no point in any of this. The same thing with the exit. Because the exit still needs certain things to it. Okay, let's see. So cooldown gets activated, does its thing. Selection correction, back out, which doesn't technically need it. Because this is menu. Well, now let's have a cooldown regardless. Cooldown equals false. Wait, what? Equal to. Why can't you just say this is not right? Put a squiggly line under that thing. That doesn't work. frickin' direct me into something that's not the issue here. You don't even squiggly line this one. Alright, cooldown equals false. This will not do the cooldown thing because you're backing out of the menu. Oh yeah, wait, we're not even doing the... Yeah, that's not important, because cooldown will always equal to false at that point. Start counting, and yeah, always do that because that's menu changing. Do this because of menu change. And that will not change. Yeah, because these are the only two that we need to make sure that we have a cooldown for. A cooldown for. Let's see. So that's at least some of the menu setup. We don't have all of it set up yet, because we need to actually build the rest of the menu. Alright. Pause. E to escape. Can't press Q or E in any of the other instances. That just started to cool down. But we can still access that. Exit. And yeah. Okay, good. So far, so good. I don't know if I have enough time to do the rest of the menus, so tell you what, since the main menu system isn't going to take too much longer, once we get the main menu system done with, we'll start the clone. We'll do that in the next episode. But we got a menu. We got a menu system. We have an instance here set where this will only show the menu if menu is equal to 0, of course. And when we change it, cooldown activates. Wait for seconds real time. I mean, obviously that worked because I pressed the thing, it did its cooldown, and I was still able to exit. So regardless, that works. That's it. If you want to make a pause menu and want to use timescale, there's a few things you need to keep note of. Any input has to be restricted to... where is it? Scroll up. Any input that, will do its thing has to be restricted to this. Time.timescale is greater than 0 or equal to 1, but if you have an instance in your game where you have to change the speed for some reason or another, got like slow motion for some reason, then you're going to want to have to use that. And that prevents any of this from doing it if you're in the pause menu. Anything you do in the pause menu has to ignore the time pause. And that's why if you have anything that requires stuff like this, you need to just wait for seconds real time. Because any of the cooldowns here that are only set to wait for seconds, right here, that means it will not be doing anything else. It will stop. It will freeze. It will run all this first, of course, but it will freeze and you will not be able to move at all. And when it comes to stuff like ice, so I don't think I need this open anymore. I'm going to have to make a new one. So when it comes to stuff like ice, I'll hide the player for now. Gameplay objects. When it comes to stuff like ice right here, I'm going to move this. You fool, go into the ice. I really wish it was easier to get that to move where it needs to be moved to. So when it comes to stuff like ice here, if I press pause, I'll stop on the ice and I will not move. Like so. You might move as soon as you press pause, but it'll pick back up again. That's essentially what the time scale thing does, which just allows for you to be able to pause any time-related stuff for you need to do. But that's how we're doing the main menu here, which is not that bad. We got like back and enter here. That's probably going to just stay there as a concurrent thing to remind the player how to like get out of certain things. Press Q when you're in the menu to be brought back and whatnot. Yeah, stuff like that. I'm not going to do any more work with this. The menu system works kind of well. I might build a level, maybe, just to test out all the pause stuff. Like you saw how that wasn't like able to get me to move oh wait, I need to open this up. If I put an enemy in here of any kind and I just do this, the enemy's just going to stay right where we see them. They're going to stay right there. And then you resume. That's a good thing about time scale, is that's how that works. I can't delete this enemy. There we go. So there we go, folks. Another exciting episode of Game Crafters. We only got radiation done with, and we're getting to start up the menu system. But that's fine. I'm doing this on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, and the new episode of Rick and Morty is coming out in less than 30 minutes. 25 minutes. So that's fine. I'll be working on my new stuff in the next episode. So, thank you all for watching today's episode of Game Crafters. We basically got all the mechanics done with except for one in the finish block, the clone, which is going to require me to do some tests. Everything seems to be working fine, but I still got to do a lot of tests. I mean, if there's a test that has to be done, I guess I could just work with the clone, but I'm not sure. Anyways, it's fine. We are getting there, slowly but surely. Soon we're going to have to do the sound effects. I hope I can get Reaper Studios licensing purchased. If not, it looks like you can still use it, but I have to purchase that license anyway if I want to make any money off of Paint Maze. So don't you worry, Reaper Studio people. I will be paying you $60. I'm not good at DAO stuff, but I'm getting there. I made a good tune, and I did make a sound effect with my mouth, so, I say it's worth the $60. I just am not in a financial spot yet. Hopefully that will change soon. Hopefully. But, for now, that's all the time I got for today. So, thank you all for watching today's episode of Game Crafters. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist. And, of course... previous episode of Game Crafters right over here, and the most recent episode of Minecraft ROTC Edition, where we're building bridges, I believe. Phew. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.